Today's episode of the Meet and Greet Barbecue podcast is brought to you by AOS Outdoor Kitchens. They are the South's leading outdoor kitchen design and installation specialists. Welcome back to another episode of the Meet and Greet Barbecue podcast. Me and Dan again.
Hey!
Back to chatting rubbish.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to chat today, because we've had a barbecue together since we last spoke. So we've got plenty of juicy nuggets to talk about.
Have we? Okay. We will have some guests soon, promise. Dan, what are we talking about today?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about, particularly after your apology, your national apology to everyone, is that fantastic grill that you picked up. Can you walk us through what you got, why you picked it, and then we can talk about the funs and joys of barbecuing on it?
Yeah. So I bought a Somerset Grill.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, for obviously, I'm sure a lot of people know what that is or who they are. But a company based in Somerset. And they do the kind of Argentine Asado-style grills. So wood-fired cooking that you basically obviously create a big fire, and it's got grates where as the wood kind of burns through and turns into embers, it slips down over the cooking area, but you can change the height of the cooking area by wheeling it up and down. So obviously, therefore, you can control temperature. So a lot of theatre, which is really cool. It burns bloody hot, as you know. But all in all, just it's been fun to just play with a new grill. Obviously, you came round and we used it for the first time together. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely loved it. Like you said, I enjoyed the theatre of it. We haven't, or at least I definitely haven't done much proper live fire cooking like that before. It's very different than using like lumpwood charcoal or anything in a grill. It's got like a thermometer on it. It takes a lot more, but I feel you get a lot more out of it, particularly from an experience point of view. We were discussing the fact that we could both have just sat there staring at the flames, licking up the top part of the grill for hours and hours on end and just lost ourselves in it. How did you find the, for want of a better word, satellite purchases around a grill like that? I mean, I don't know if you had to buy different types of woods, if you've looked at different types of woods. Were there any other kind of accessories or anything else that you bought for it?
Well, so Ben, who runs Somerset Grill, they've got some really good resources on their website, and one of them is around the wood, and he gave some recommendations on which suppliers to use. I think there's about 4 or 5 different suppliers that he recommends. So I literally just read that blog post with the links, had a look through. I can't remember which one I went for in the end. I think it was Love Logs, but they do like an Asado, kit.
Yeah.
So it comes with like thinner splits and then also the wood as well. Love Logs, yeah, it was Love Logs.
You do love logs as well, so it's a nice match there.
Do love logs.
And you've got wood now too, so.
Hey. Yeah, so in answer to your question, they had some good resources in terms of what to buy. Obviously, I've already got loads of firelighters and all that kind of stuff anyway. I chose at the time just to buy the searing grill, like the searing grate, to go directly on top of the wood burning. But they have kebab skewers, they do a plancher, they do a rotisserie. Because I've got things like Blackstone, because I've got rotisseries for the Weber and all those, I chose not to purchase those. but we'll see how long it is before I
I
purchase those
was
accessories.
I can see that's burning a
Yes.
hole in your conscience.
It's just like the pizza oven, isn't it? Why have one pizza oven when you can have two?
Yeah, yeah.
Why have one rotisserie when you can have two? But anyway, so I didn't buy those, but you can. Um, yeah, so it's it's really, I have really enjoyed it. I also have to admit I have used it a couple of times. And to be fair, again, they kind of talk about, I think in the FAQs, can you use it with charcoal?
Hmm.
And the simple answer is yes. So there is a couple of times where I've done what I'd classify as a quick cook,
Hmm.
where I have just used some I've used it with lumpwood charcoal.
Yeah,
So still used a chimney starter and then just poured it directly into the fire bed. It's basically got a load of fire bricks, heat bricks.
hmm.
Just poured them straight onto there and cooked. And that was mainly because I was cooking for myself, so I didn't want to do like a whole burning. It, by doing through the wood cooking,
Yeah, yeah.
of course, it does take quite a while to burn through wood, create the embers. So um, something, yeah, more for for hence what I was saying about that theatre barbecue. It's great for like social occasions.
Hmm.
Um, by using the charcoal in it, even though it felt like it was cheating a little bit, it was easy just to use for a quick cook for me.
And
So you still
the first cook that we did, so we started out with some of your homemade sausages that were really good. So we went for the brisket ones, and the other sausages were they kind of your regular blend? Oh no, what was it? The Guinness sausages. I'm trying to remember. I've slept since then.
yeah, no. So I think there was some smoked brisket
Yeah,
sausages and yeah, I think it was just some pork, just some standard pork ones. So
which was really good. And then we followed that up with chicken wings. So we were lucky enough to be sent through some of the new barbecue rubs and also sauces from Brewdog. So we tried them out on some chicken wings, didn't we? Which was different, should we say?
yeah, 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
There was two different
We
flavors, wasn't there?
the main kind of barbecue sauce that we had that was like kind of tropical one that was should we say packaged up like punk, wasn't it? Kind of the blue
There was the Punk
logo
IPA.
and everything. Yeah, that barbecue sauce was really, really nice. We really, really enjoyed that. And again, what I'm about to say is subjective. I guess everyone's flavors are slightly different, but both of us commented that the kind of hot sauce version we both found quite vinegary. I don't know if that's more to cater to a wider audience's flavor. I don't know. I just found it very. But then I feel the same about the um Frankie's hot sauce as well. I also find that,
Oh, that's horrible.
yeah, I find
That's
that
just horrible.
maybe we're not the
Yeah,
right people for that.
yeah, I really enjoyed the Punk IPA.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, it was great for Brewdog
Yeah.
to send it for us to test and really appreciate it. But yeah, honest feedback is that the Punk IPA I really quite enjoyed.
Mm.
Like you said, it did have that kind of uh, sort of fruitiness to it, like an IPA, right?
Hmm.
And the rub and also the complementing sauce worked really well on wings.
Yeah.
Just just wasn't quite as nice with the other one. But yeah, I think overall, obviously we had a mix of your standard sausages. We did some wings. We kind of slower cooked gammon joint, didn't we? And some we a whole pineapple. So we ended up
Yeah.
having kind of like gammon pineapple steak, like a gammon steak and pineapple ultimately, didn't we? Which was again quite nice because we put the you kind of had the pineapple going on the grate at a certain level, and then kind of ended up putting them directly onto the bed of coals, didn't we? Just to kind of
Yeah.
give them that char. But again, I thought it was really tasty. I think lots of people have done pineapple. I think on and they do it does work pretty well on the embers, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's not being afraid when you think that it looks burnt because you're going to cut all that off. But if you get it right, it almost feels like it's kind of fermented on the inside. It has almost a rum kind of feel to it, in my opinion, anyway. And I absolutely love that flavor, particularly with like a gammon. It was good fun doing that on there too. Question for you. Did you ever find the hooks that you'd misplaced to hang it up on a chain? Because I know initially we were hoping to hang it up on a chain.
Yeah, so again, you can purchase hooks. I didn't purchase the hooks
Ah.
because where I make bacon,
Hmm.
obviously I have hooks that I use in my fridge and stuff to hang the bacon for it to dry. I found I found one of the hooks and it doesn't fit. Uh, and I think the other hooks that I do have, although I think they'll fit, I just
Hmm.
think what am I trying to say? It's almost like the bend where it would wrap over the pole that runs along the grill. I think it's almost not. It wouldn't be tight enough. So as soon as you put some weight on it, it would kind of slip off. So again, I probably should invest into the hooks.
Mm.
Um, to be fair, however, I don't know about you because it's the perfect barbecue to do it, but fundamentally, I just I don't know. I know that everywhere you went, and still now you see a lot around tomahawk steaks. That type of thing would absolutely be perfect, right? So you drill a hole through it, whack it on a hook, put it onto the asado, and obviously just let it cook with the embers underneath. It would be absolutely beautiful. My main problem is that you're paying so much for the bone.
Yeah,
It goes
well,
away.
I quite enjoy that for like a theatre point of view, and I think if you shop around, sometimes you can get better. I mean, I've seen the cuts where they've just literally cut the bone off, and what they've actually done then is just charge you more for the weight, if that makes sense. So instead of like 19.99 for like a kilo or a pound or whatever, it'll be like 30. So even though you're not paying for the extra weight, they've still charged you more. So I think I understand what you're saying. I think if you look into it, in a lot of cases, it's false economy, or maybe that's just where I've purchased them from.
Yeah, maybe.
What else have you cooked on there? You said you've done a few different cooks on there.
Uh, yeah. What have I done? I did sort of. I did a I did some breakfast in terms of I did sort of sausage and bacon bagels, just a
Hmm.
quick go. Um, I've cooked a spaghetti bolognese
Nice.
on there, so I had the wood going, boiling the water,
Hmm.
and then I had a cast iron dish on the grill, really low to the embers. I probably could have put the actual cast iron, in the embers, but I just had it as low as it would go. So that was quite nice. So again, cooked the spaghetti and all that outside, while it was directly over the flame. Um, Again, we kind of had the in-laws round, and what did we do? Did some kebabs. Um, I cooked some like garlic breads out there. Like I've just done a few bits and pieces, kind of here and there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
I
just
think it'd be fun to use like a big Petromax and do like a chili for hours on there and cook other stuff all around it. And whether you serve at the same time or around, I just think that would be nice to have everything cook in this one big cast iron pot in the middle, just blipping away.
Yeah, I mean, like a Dutch oven, right? You could just
Yeah,
put it on straight on top of the embers. So as the embers fall through, they'll just obviously go around the thing. I did actually recently cook a chili.
yeah.
I got some braised steak from the butchers, but I used the Weber actually for that. It was yeah, this time last week.
Hmm.
So I haven't used the Somerset Grill for something like that, although I did bolognese. But I'd be interested to try something a bit larger.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying like a brisket, although I did pick up a brisket last week, but just something. I think what the essentially what they're saying is you can cook anything on it, um, but no doubt you can cook potatoes or whatever on there. So yeah, just gotta play with it a little bit more,
Hmm.
but it is good fun for sure. I definitely need more wood. Because obviously we ended up cooking on it for what, 4 hours,
I reckon it could have been longer than that even.
5 hours. We went through a considerable amount. So yeah, all good though. What about you? What have you been cooking recently in the last couple of weeks?
So I did some cooking in the wild, which is a feature that I said I wanted to launch in a previous episode that Owen said had no legs in it whatsoever. But I did a barbecue for work colleagues, which was nice. And what's really on trend is I could also link a barbecue fail into it as well. So it's a perfect anecdote for this, although I wish things went better as always. I work at the University of Essex on campus. Around the lake, we have a few like built-in barbecues, kind of almost like old style brick ones. Although what's quite good is they've put grooves in so you can raise or lower the grills, and they're large, really large. So that's nice. Um, so we had a budget that was put out, and I said, yeah, I'm happy to cook for everyone. So me and my boss went out and we went to buy everything. And as we were going around, we were doing scan as you shop to make sure we stayed on budget. And we were cooking for 35, 40 people. So like, right, got the sausages, scanned them in, got the buns, went and got the veggie sausages and the veggie burgers while we were there. Went across to the burgers. We're like, cool, start looking at them. These would be perfect. So these are packs of 4. Let's get 10 of these packs of 4 burgers. Discussing it, sort that out, go around, do the rest with the leftover money, buy some refreshments, hard and soft for different people, depending on what they wanted. Get to till pay, get back on campus, start setting up an hour later. Where are the burgers? Can't find the burgers. Go back up to the cars to double check, get the receipt out. We had looked at all of the burgers, discussed that they'd be good, and then put them back and hadn't scanned them or paid for them. So we didn't have 40 burgers, but we did have 48 buns. Luckily, we'd bought enough sausages and veggie sausages to cover everyone. We had 12 veggie burgers and I think only 4 or 5 veggies. But we thought we'd give other people meat-free option anyway. So we were fine with halloumi and stuff. It was all sorted, but just had some people be like, where's the burgers? Where's the burgers? We were promised burgers. And also my boss now has like, after we got through a few, like 32 burger buns to try and get through over the next few weeks. So I'm not the biggest fan of scan as you shop because I think it opens up to idiots the possibility of missing things.
I've never used it.
Well, so 1 out of 1 times that I've used it now, it's gone wrong. So yeah, but that was really good. And I've said before on here and to you, I'm not usually a fan of cooking for people. I find it quite pressurizing normally, and I worry. Really enjoyed it. I think it's because I knew what I was doing. I had 2 different grills on the go. I had one for veggies, one for the meat. I'd had plenty of time, brought the chimney starter along, got everything lit properly, took it slow, and it's perfect. I spent the whole time flipping around sausages, looking out over a lake, playing games. It was great. Really enjoyed it. I think I was barbecuing for probably about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Really good fun. Really enjoyed it.
If you've been looking or thinking about an outdoor kitchen, then look no further than AOS Outdoor Kitchens.
They are the South's leading outdoor kitchen design and installation specialists.
Their extensive showroom is based just outside Bournemouth on the Dorset-Hampshire border, and as well as numerous in-store displays, also features a live outdoor kitchen where they cook every week on Kamado grills, pizza ovens, and all filmed and shown on YouTube.
They offer a wealth of knowledge on how to transform your patio into the most incredible outdoor dining area with styles and options to suit every budget, and you can guarantee they will be able to create something perfectly suited to you and your home.
They stock and supply everything that you're going to need for outdoor cooking, including barbecues, Kamado ovens, pizza ovens, outdoor fridges, and every accessory that you would need to become the ultimate outdoor chef.
So if you want to make yourself the envy of your friends and neighbours, get in touch with them today to arrange a consultation and take the first step in transforming your back garden into the most incredible entertainment space.
Visit aoskitchens.co.uk.
Have you cooked for your colleagues yet, and the vegan challenge that we set you?
So I need to, obviously, in the last episode, right, we were talking about that vegan challenge. Not gonna lie, completely forgot about it and suddenly realized that, I mean, by the time this episode has gone out, the event would have passed. But I'm seeing that person in 4 days' time and realizing that I need to actually do it. So yeah, that's a tomorrow's problem.
That very much, knowing you as I do, sounds like that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna do something else probably. But I can't see you making
No,
a tan or whatever.
it needs to be done because he'll definitely call me out on it.
Oh, and Owen is not one to be called out on something. He stays true to his word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that goes, and I'm looking forward to it going up on our Instagram, no matter how it goes, if it goes well, if it doesn't go well. Yeah, I'm really intrigued. I've also heard that it's quite interesting to get the flavor levels right, depending what spices and bits and pieces you put on there. So be interesting to see if you go in dry or if you're gonna lube it up with some flavor for them.
No, not sure yet. That's tomorrow's problem.
Um, back to normal cooks. So I've also had a brother and sister-in-law come over and the father and mother-in-law come over and did a big barbecue. And for the first time in ages, I reckon possibly a year, if not close to a year, I did a full-blown brisket, which was really, really good. It went well. It was grass-fed brisket as well, that I'd got from Jonathan Davidson. I also did some pork ribs too. And I got away with it, but I did the really ballsy thing that sometimes ceramic egg owners do once you've got the timings and temperature down. Lit it at 7, got it up and running, got the brisket on there, left the brisket on for a few hours, kept an eye on it, worked out roughly in my head timings. Got the pork ribs that I had and thought, "Oh, they'll probably take maybe 3.5 hours and then resting." So put them on and immediately went out. Went out for 3 hours. Went to Wivenhoe, which is like a village about half an hour drive from us. Went round a little garage sale. Took my daughter into where I work because she wanted to have a look around, and we played pool and stuff. Got back, brisket absolutely perfect. It was ready to be wrapped at that point for another few hours of cooking. The pork ribs, I thought I was going to get in and it was going to need like a bit of wrapping or whatever. No, perfectly at temperature. Absolutely perfect. So pulled them off and they were like falling off the bone. Some people would say that's overdone, but I much prefer my pork ribs to be like that. In my head, I love a pork rib where if you wanted to, you could just pull the bone and it slices out or just falls out by itself. Again, I know competition rules, you want a bit of bite on there and you want it to stick, but you cook for what you want, right? But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was at about 93 or 94 when I checked them. And I was like, that is lovely and juicy. So much bend. They pretty much almost snapped under their own weight when I took it off. So I let them rest for longer than I normally would. My idea was to start serving some food at like 5, half 5. Um, and then the main event, the brisket and possibly the ribs coming out at like 6-ish. Instead, when people arrived at half 4, I was like, here's some ribs. Eat them as you come in and walk around. They've already been resting for like an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they
So
were 1.5 kilos of pork ribs cooked at 105 and they were done in 3 hours.
bad.
I was just surprised. I thought they at least would have had another hour and a half in them. Um,
Yeah, I've done it before though, where I've had some racks that I think I've probably mentioned to you before. I haven't
mhm,
done ribs for ages, although I have two small baby backs in the freezer.
mhm.
Um, I was going to do the
3, 2, 1.
three. Thank you, 3, 2, 1, and I did three. And I was like, oh crap, they're cooked. So
Three,
I hadn't,
eat.
yeah, exactly. So I hadn't done any like sauce or anything. But anyway,
Mm.
I had the frustrating thing. I don't know if you've had this before. I'm not sure if it's a fail, but so I was cooking. I was cooking breakfast out a couple of weekends ago, and usually most Saturdays and Sunday mornings we have to go out and do various kids sports clubs or whatever. But this particular day we didn't, so I was like, right, I'm going to cook a breakfast outside. I'm going to use a Broil King. Anyway, so I poured the last of the charcoal in the bag
Hmm.
into the thing, put the firelighters under, two firelighters, and I was like, after about 25 minutes, I was like, Jesus, this is not getting hot at all. And then I was like, like when the bottom of the charcoal, it's literally like soot, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
dust. And I think that then just stops any airflow going through. I just could not get it hot like this charcoal. So then I thought, right, well, I'll put one on top, try and burn the soot kind of from the top. That
Yeah.
didn't take, and then put another one in. Honest to God, it nearly took me nearly an hour to get the charcoal lit.
Ooh.
I, I've
What'd you
never had
put that
that.
down to? What'd you put it down to?
Uh, Stupidity, I suppose. I just could not get the bloody thing going. So, luckily we didn't have anywhere to go because it literally took me, the best part of about an hour and 20 minutes to cook some sausages, bacon, and a couple of eggs. Because I just couldn't get this bloody charcoal hot. And I've, used the charcoal loads of times before, but yeah, it was interesting. But have you, again, by the time this goes out, of course, the weekend would have passed, but there's a couple of barbecue festivals have gone on this weekend, isn't there? There's Smoke and Fire, Ascot. So
Yep.
it seems I was just, sort of having a look at the community over the last sort of day or so, and it seems there's a lot of people there and having a good time.
There is. I'm very jealous because at the moment I'm struggling to get any of the barbecue festivals to work in my diary for this year. I've got a 90 birthday party to go to. Got the kids over the summer with limited bits and pieces. I've got a wedding to go to as well, which clashes with another. And I'm struggling to see if slash where I'm going to be able to go, which is making it all the more painful to go and see. And in fact, my dad, last minute, so I think Smoke and Fire at Ascot was the 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th of July, something like that. On the
Yeah,
second, my
it's, this,
dad,
it's like literally
yeah,
now
yeah,
this
yeah.
week.
So my dad on the second was like, I might be able to get leave so I don't have to work on the Saturday. I could potentially come down if you and Steph want to go. But we'd already agreed to do bits and pieces. Oh, it's just not possible. Thank you, obviously. But yeah, it's really weird this year how everything seems to clash with everything else. But I suppose that has to happen occasionally when you've got children and holidays and work and everything. However, I would say I went to an event with work. It's an agricultural show called Groundswell, and there was loads of barbecue. Well, I say loads. There was a few barbecue stalls there, and one in particular was fantastic. Once this goes out, as long as I remember, I'll put up the pictures that I took then, so it makes more sense for people, so I don't have to kind of go back. But there was a stand there called the Roaming Smokers, and this offset smoker they had was absolutely huge. And they let me go around, have a look around the back, take some photos, take some videos. I think they said it was homemade, the smoker, and I think he said it might have even been an oil drum or a fuel drum, even from a boat. That's so absolutely massive. This thing was. It looked like the size of an extension, one-story extension. Um, and they showed me they had loads of briskets on, which was opening. They'd done Thor hammers in there, and then over the actual firebox that they'd created, they had a flat surface as well, so they were frying off eggs on the flat surface. And glorious stuff. And what they did really smartly, I think, was when it came to what you could order, it was smoked beef. They didn't say if it was brisket, they didn't say if it was Thor hammer. Um, and then they served with it quinoa, interesting choice, but it worked well. A red vinegary slaw, which cut through it really, really well. And then you could pay an extra pound for an egg on top too, and it was so good. So the all the branding they had was roaming smokers, but looking into it and going on to kind of their site and stuff, they're part of King's Clear Estates. But it was so good, and the fact they let me have a look around underneath the hood, looked what they were doing. They gave me loads of like burnt ends and different bits. They'd also been cooking steaks just for themselves on the flat top for something for them to eat. So they gave me some of that too. It's really, really good. And it made me feel like I'd been at an actual barbecue festival, which was fun when you're actually working.
Yeah, not bad.
Actually.
Yeah, I saw that that Fume barbecue festival had been going on this weekend as well. I think that's up in Manchester.
Hmm.
Although I saw a couple of posts that were, I don't know. I think there was long queues and there was. I think some people enjoyed it, but I think there was some downsides to it. Obviously, we've not been to Fume, but yeah. So I think there's a few bits that have gone on this weekend, which was quite interesting. I don't know if you've also noticed. I don't know. There seems to be a lot going on around. Obviously, we're into barbecue season, festival
Hmm.
season, which is great. But I've also noticed uh, things are kind of happening now in terms of like tours. So I don't know
Hmm.
if you've seen that. So obviously Shropshire lad that we've had on before.
Yep.
He's kind of like partnered up with Barbecue Travel Club. I don't know if you've
Yeah, I've seen
seen
some of the
that.
pictures that he's been putting up on
And they do, yeah.
flights
So
and
they're
things.
doing,
Yeah.
yeah. So they do like a Heart of Texas tour. Um, and it's, and then they've got so they've got a couple of tours coming up. I mean, we'll definitely it's on my bucket list to do a Texas tour. We've spoken about it before, so that would be really great. But I also noticed that um, Smoking Elk is also doing a tour as well. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't. I've seen him put some really cool, for want of a better word, pictures and videos up just of his shack and talking about the fact that, like, who would have thought that his dream shack would become his permanent business? And it felt like a very nice full circle kind of
Yeah.
story and reflection piece he put up. But I've not seen the tour stuff he's been doing.
Yeah, so him and Only Slagging, Jim from Only Slagging have kind of partnered up and they're doing a tour next year. So they're taking people out there, doing everything from pub crawls to restaurants to master classes. So yeah, it looks like it's sold out as well.
Mm,
I think there's about 20 spaces or whatever. So there seems to be a lot more going on now with that kind of barbecue tourism. And I've just
nice.
noticed it kind of picking up with those couple kind of just mentioned. But it seems logical, right? In that
Yeah.
as the community grows here in the UK, I suppose a good business idea is take all of these UK people that love
Enthusiasts.
barbecue
That's the word you're looking
enthusiasts.
for.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking, do I say pitmasters? Yeah, we're all pitmasters, right? We're all
Yeah.
pitmasters in our own right, and go stateside and
Yeah.
see what that's about. So it's quite good to sort of see that that kind of market is opening up.
And on that point as well, it'd be great to hear from any small businesses or anyone who's seen something a bit different out there in the community. Because Owen and I are constantly looking at different ideas and different things that we could be doing linked to the podcast. We're hoping to do some sort of visit up north at some point later in this year as well. So any kind of small businesses or anything different you see in the community, please do send it to us. You can find us on the socials of the medias. You can go find our website. If you just type Meet and Greet Barbecue Podcast into Google, you'll find us. But send anything like that in because we'd love to have a look at more news, new organizations, new companies, different bits and pieces. We're hungry for anything like that. So please do send it through and it'll give us an excuse at very least to spend more of our hard-earned money on stuff that we probably shouldn't be, but we'll have a good time doing it, right?
Yeah, I think just on that point, right? I think obviously Steve from Child Food Co. that we've
Hmm.
again sort of interviewed before. He seems to be doing lots and lots of things. Obviously, he's got his own podcast cookery school, and a lot's happened since we actually sort of met
Yeah.
up with him. But he's doing there's the big barbecue community cookout in October, isn't there?
Yeah.
So something that I'm also trying to push you for, so
Yeah.
that we can go up there. Just you need to kind of get yourself free for that particular weekend. It's at the 4th of October at Millington Hall Farm, but tickets are now available as well. So I think essentially it's like a bring your own barbecue, bring your own meat, bring your own beer, bring your own tent, and it's just a bit of a cookout, right?
Hmm.
So that should be good. But yeah, so again, it's kind of nice to see that there's lots going on in the community, and just I think generally this looks like people are out back cooking again.
Mm.
We're certainly cooking lots. We're even recording again, talking about it. So it's yeah, it's always, yeah, I feel like I found my happy place again.
Yay! And a happy
Um,
Owen means a contented me. So that's good.
that's it. But I'm going to pub in the park. I
Mhm.
know that's what I've also been pushing you for. We've not tried pub in the park, but I'm meeting up with Jodie from AOS Kitchens, friend of the show, sponsor of the podcast for, I think, since sort of season 2 now, I think it is. And
Yeah,
we're all,
yeah,
technically this would be season 7. So that should be really good. Not sort of, you been to one of their, they do a few events, don't they, across the country. So really looking forward to that one in September.
yeah.
And seeing what's about there. So yeah, again, it's great to be back. We will have some guests for sure. We will be lining up some guests, try and get some people on. As much as I like talking to you, Dan, it's always nice to talk to someone else.
You say that, I'm already bored. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's get them
exactly.
on.
Well, to be fair, we've been trying to book this in for a week, and
Oh.
it's mainly been me going, "Oh, sorry, something's come up. I'm washing my hair."
Yeah, but you're allowed to do that if I'm struggling to get available at all for any things that we want to do over the summer and autumn. So I think that's tit for tat. And being
Yeah.
able to say tit towards the end of a podcast has always been my dream. So there you go. I've titillated you for long enough. I think it's time we bid these wonderful listeners adieu. But yeah, thank you so much for listening again. And until next time, Owen.
Keep on grilling. Today's episode is brought to you by AOS Kitchens, the South's leading outdoor kitchen design and installation specialists.